Hey there guys, this is Laura, and I'm here to kind of share a little tarot tidbit with you, a little exercise that I'm kind of working on right now, and it's kind of like a little journaling kind of exercise. You don't have to necessarily, but for me, I kind of want to journal about it. And you know, it's kind of like an exercise that isn't necessarily like I made it up. I'm sure other people have suggested it. It's just something that's working for me and I wanted to share. So what it is kind of doing a bit of a reversal from the way of looking at cards, in that instead of taking a card and just kind of pondering on it and meditating with it and, well, what does this mean to me, you know, that kind of thing. What I'm doing is kind of the other way around, and it seems to be very successful for me. So it might be for someone else. And basically what you do is you think of any kind of situation, type of person, maybe a certain place, or anything that might be current, and then try and find the tarot card that would match that, what would come instantly in your head. So even as simple as like taking a bath, which it could be kind of like, you know, something that could be an advice card in a spread or something. To relax and cleanse yourself, you know, that kind of thing. So, but so something as simple as that. So taking a bath, for me, like, it was instantly, I thought of, like, the image just popped in, it was the star. And, you know, she's kind of basically naked and going into a pool of water, and she's kind of pouring and working with it, and right? So, you know, for me, that made sense. So then I kind of looked into, you know, what about someone who's just really in the moment, kind of easy breezy, carefree kind of person. And I thought of the Page of Cups. So I'm just kind of documenting that, and I'm finding it gives more clarity to how I view the cards, and it's kind of expanding my view. Instead of just like your basic interpretations of it, it's kind of going a little bit further with it, and yeah. And so I know now when I look at, you know, we'll say even the Empress card, you know, obviously she's very nurturing, that kind of thing, yada, yada, the basic stuff. But what else, right? So I didn't stare at this card. Instead, I pulled it up when I was thinking of, well, what about like a naturalist? Someone who's like really eco-friendly and loves to be around, you know, nature. And like she is like surrounded by like huge heavy forest and trees and, you know, river streams, and so she's like surrounded by major lush greenery. So she could be like a naturalist, you know. There's other cards as well in the deck, but I looked at to try and find the one that had the most foliage, and it was actually the Empress. So, you know, something like that. Or taking like these two cards, you know, sometimes, like, for me, they can kind of sometimes almost feel similar. They're very strong, opinionated kind of people, like, authoritative, you know, that kind of thing. So I had the scenarios of, okay, what about, like, a police officer versus someone who's, like, a lawyer or working in law and enforcing law. And for me, the Emperor seemed more like a police officer. And for law, I felt like, for myself, the King of Swords was more of the law. Yeah, with the swords, the thought processing. Yeah, it just felt that way. This felt more like an establishment, right? Yeah. So it's a really great exercise. I definitely highly suggest it. It's working really great for me. And I think when you kind of do these kind of things, you know, you can obviously, like, it goes on and on and on, like, what a card can mean. It's kind of like that endless journey. But I find, like, with this, you know, now that I kind of almost see that situation, a scenario with that card, that now, like, when I go to do that reading, I have, like, a stronger connection with that card. And if I'm, like, drawn to that possible thought of way of thinking with that card, then I know intuitively that is the direction I need to go. Instead of, like, someone who's taking care of others, and maybe someone who's, like, a university prof in an establishment or something. You know, I also have a police officer. So now I can think, if I'm kind of drawn to that more, intuitively I can pick that up and say, you know, are you in the police force? You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing, and it's been really helpful. And it's a lot of fun, actually, because you kind of get to think of, like, well, what would I need to know? You know, what am I missing? What do I not have a card for at this time? That if something came up, a specific person, you know, kind of came up, scenario or whatever, would I even recognize it in the cards? Because I haven't really established, well, what cards would mean that. And this could be pairings of cards as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be just one card. It could be a combo of cards. So if you thought of a, you know, say secretary or something like that, I don't know. You know, what would the combo be if you had something like that? What would those pairings be to make that scenario for you? So yeah, I hope that's helpful, and that it'll be as successful with you guys as it is with me. And yeah, you guys take care. Okay, bye-bye.